speaking of big brain, Alex, I'm going to go first. We split it up in three ways, and unless we're going backwards in the rare timeline, I'm up. I'm up first. What's up, guys? Um, I researched meaning I read the Wikipedia article for like 10 minutes. Um, Ultimate Play the Game, which was Rare before Rare. The Stamper brothers, was their name like Tim and Chris, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Tim and Chris. They made Ultimate Play the Game before Rare, and I want to talk about that. So originally, they worked in arcade development, which I thought was pretty neat. They even worked on the Konami's game Gyrus, and they made conversion kits. Before they and like I think then they were called like the Ashby Computer and Graphics or something, which was their company because they lived in like Ashby was the town. Actually, it's the town's name like Ashby de la Zoche, which no thank you. I was called Ashby. And then after that, they focused on game development for home computers. So then they made Ultimate Play the Game, where they mainly worked on the Spectrum line of computers. Their first release was Jetpack in May of 1983 for the 16K Spectrum. Um, Jetpack is a really iconic game for the company, especially now if you play like the Rare Replay and stuff. They always tote Jetpack, but Jetpack's been around and other stuff throughout the years through their history. Chris Stamper said that they deliberately targeted 16K machines for as their smaller size meant development time was much shorter, claiming they could produce two 16K games in 1 month or one 48K game. Jetpack was a huge success. The Spectrum version alone sold more than 300,000 copies, which I don't know how the home computer market was then, but I know it was big over there. And yeah, I mean that's their first big success. It was their first game. They also other games they released for 16K computers, whereas a game called Psst, which I'd never heard of. Apparently, you're a robot. I don't know. Trans Am, which was a post-apocalyptic game, a post-apocalyptic game. Never played that one either. And Cookie, which I want to play this one. It's a cooking themed shoot 'em up. Yes, please. Those are not on the Rare Replay. I've never heard of those, but those were on the 16K computers at the time. And some of those games were even bundled in with other ZX Spectrum computers. Their first 48K release was Lunar Jetman, which was a sequel to Jetpack. I played that one, and Attic Attack, which I've played that one as well. They also worked on Gunfight was a game at the time, and Saber Wolf, also another big one for the 48K computers. So a lot of games for the ZX Spectrum, and a lot of their game styles, like I think was it Saberman has like the isometric view. It said here that other companies like Ocean would go on to copy that style for some of their other games, like Batman. Apparently, I don't know Batman for the ZX Spectrum, but somebody tell me.
Saberman is more Atari looking, but there are ones in the lineage, like
which
it's
one
Gunfight, I think, is
yeah,
isometric.
Gunfight's the one I'm thinking of. That's like
Yeah.
Isometric.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that style was copied. With the constant success of Ultimate's releases, there were rumors of a buyout by Ocean. They did actually sell it, but not to Ocean. They sold it to US Gold. So the US Gold made a couple games with the Ultimate license, but they weren't actually involved with the production. And then later on, the Saber brothers bought the rights back, obviously, because Rare owns all that stuff now. And then there's some stuff about when they changed over to Rare, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'll let Spencer talk about the Rare stuff. But I do want to mention that they have revived some of their Ultimate properties in later years. They had a Saber Wolf game for Game Boy Advance, which I've never played. I knew it existed though. And then also Jetpack had the Jetpack Refueled game for Xbox. Also, Jetpack was in DK64. That was neat. I don't think people talk about that as much. The Ultimate era for the company was sort of where like they plant the seeds for some of what Rare also did. One of them was that they were very secretive with their game development, which Rare also did. The Saber brothers did not like talking to the press, and they worked like crazy. There's a quote here. we were so busy producing a few products a year and making sure they were right. I think while we were full time at Ultimate, we only had 2 Christmas mornings off, and that's how hard it was. We worked 7 days a week, 8 a.m. till 1 or 2 in the morning. Um, I don't feel it's any good having engineers who only work 9 to 5 because you get a 9 to 5 game, and that was from Tim Stamper
Wow.
and Crash Magazine of April 1988.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're kind of like they like the Rare is always known for having like a press blackout, especially during like the 90s, and stuff as well. Um, and something I thought was really cool is it says here under the fan section on the Wikipedia is that Ultimate were one of the first developers to have their own fan base focused. Fan base focused on the company as a brand, as much as the games themselves. They received so much fan mail at their peak that they hired a full time employee to deal with up to 60 letters a day. They were known for their positive attitude to fans, always replying to letters and responding to requests for merchandise by sending posters, sweatshirts, and caps for free. The Stampers later stated they were more interested in creating the games than making money for merchandise. So that's a really cool piece of Rare history, Ultimate history. So yeah, that's basically it. The rest of it's just talking about how they switched over to Rare and they eventually bought back the rights to all of the Ultimate stuff.
That's so weird that a game called Psst is not about cats.
I know it's a. Hold on, where is it again?
It's a robot.
I'll tell you what.
And then a game called Trans Am is post-apocalyptic.
Okay, so the hell am I looking at? I'm trying to figure out where the. Okay. The game is presented from a single 2D perspective and revolves around Robbie the robot's objective to defend his plant from interstellar space slugs, leeches, and whatever. Yeah, the plant grows in the bottom of the screen. It's a plant game. What the hell am I? Oh, he has a spray can, so it's like you're spraying. A bug. It's like DK3, spraying him in the ass. Yeah, Trans Am was a post-apocalyptic car game, and Cookie sounds awesome.
Yeah, Cookie sounds pretty good. So Ultimate Gaming Warrior, was that the name?
Ultimate Play the Game.
Ultimate Play the Game. Okay, I was confusing wrestling. When did they become Rare? What were the years?
Hold on. Wrong article. They went defunct in 1987. And let me see if that's when. Is that when they went to Rare exactly? Yeah, shortly before the buyout, they started Rare Limited.
Okay. What was the beginning year?
It says shortly. The buyout was in.
No, when were they founded?
Oh, sorry. 1982. So 1982 through 1987.
Okay, so a 5-year span there. I definitely read a bit about the work culture, even in the modern day. So like that was kind of iconic, I guess, for them and their projects. I think it speaks to a passion in some of those early games and like the creativity. I really like the kind of like focus on the fans and that kind of culture. How do you think that Ultimate Gamer
Ultimate Play the Game.
Ultimate Play the Game its legacy compares to the Rare as you know it and love it?
That's the issue, is that I think over here, it's not as much, but at the time, and back in the day, the focus on like games on home computers weren't as big as it was over there.
True.
Things like the ZX Spectrum and the Amiga and stuff like that weren't as huge here. So I think a lot of the early Rare titles are easy for us as Americans to look at and think like, oh, that's kind of cool and weird. Like, some of those games are fun, but like they aren't really like nostalgic for us. They're not like what we would consider, the classic Rare games like Battletoads and stuff. But I think maybe for like the British audience, it's seen as like a classic
I think
time in gaming.
they're almost synonymous with like the emergence of video games. Maybe just off a couple of years, but I guess we're thinking like Atari, maybe like the Pac-Man, maybe like go to the arcades. Like that's kind of the
Yeah.
US game culture at that time. And then this is almost like the emergence within the British scene. And, you know, I guess maybe it's like a hometown hero kind of syndrome where it's like, oh, we got Jetpack. Oh, the Saberwolf quadrilogy is coming out, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Is Saberwolf? Why do I know that name, Saberwolf?
Because it's a character in Killer Instinct.
That's not why I know the name
Why?
Saberwolf.
No, it's why. It's why.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I don't know what WWE crossover you got going on, but
Yeah.
Saberwolf. Saberwolf. I mean, dude. You sound so close to how the announcer sounds in Killer Instinct.
It's because I'm a diehard Killer Instinct fan, clearly.
I knew it.
You've been hiding this from
Yeah,
us.
I don't know how you would know that name. I mean, that's a classic. That's just a classic Rare game. I mean, I've known that name.
I also have
They
known
even
that
had a
name.
They had a game on. I think they had a game on like the GameCube or the original Xbox they were producing for a while. I think it was the Xbox that was called like Saberman or something that they were working on for a long time. They got scrapped.
Maybe that's the name again, Saberman. I don't know.
Well, the guy, apparently, I'm reading a little bit about it. It's the player plays as Saberman,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but the game is called Saberwolf.
yeah. It's the same guy that pops up in Banjo Tooie. Nice area.
Spoiled it.
Damn it! I'm sorry.
Now I can't play the fucking game.
Yeah,
It's just never going to be the same.
Yeah.
This little Saberman pops up at one point.
Be like,
Look
shit,
at this fucking guy. I already know who he is.
that asshole.
I'm not talking to him.
Go back to Ultimate Gamer Weekly, bro.
Yeah. Back to EGM.
One more time. Ultimate Players.
Ultimate Play the game.
Okay, I'm almost there. Ultimate Play the game. You know, it's one of those things, you have to say it after the other person says it, and then like you internalize it.
Ultimate Play the game.
So-
So if sorry, what?
Minor spoiler. I'm not transitioning yet, but that I don't necessarily go into all the Rare history, but I'm reading about it here, and it looks like in 1985 did Rare just like offshoot? Like, was it just created as an offshoot of the company? Like, how did
Yeah,
that?
that was right. Okay, so the Ultimate Play the game name existed after they sold it. So I'm guessing they would have sold it in 1985 then, because they created Rare after that, and then US Gold produced 2 more games under Ultimate, and then they stopped, and then Rare bought the Ultimate stuff back. I think in '88.
Okay.
So that's because so there's like 2 years there where the Stamper Brothers wouldn't have been involved in Ultimate.
But the Stamper Brothers stick around for a while.
The stamper.
Or at least left their stamp.
Yeah, it's their stamping around. So if you are interested in playing some of these old games, I know it's kind of, it's not easy to like hook up your ZX Spectrum, but they are on the Rare Replay. Some of the games are. I'll tell you which ones I know are off the top of my head. Jetpack, I know is Lunar Jetman, Attic Attack, Saberwolf, Underworld, Night Lore, Gunfright. Just Gunfright. Yeah, those are the ones that I know are for sure on the Rare Replay. So if you're listening and you want to experience some of the earlier games in their library, you can on your Xbox.
Hey, I just unhooked up my ZX Spectrum so I could play my PS5. Should I plug it back in?
Yeah. What are you gonna play on your? Are you play Cookie?
Yeah, I'm gonna play Cookie
You better play Cookie.
and Saberwolf featuring Saberman.
I want
did it for the cookie?
full analysis of that cookie. How does it work? Do you just shoot chocolate chips?
Yeah, what the hell is that?
I don't know. Hold on. Let's see if I can find a screenshot. Oh, you're like a little chef. He looks awesome.
Okay, and describe it again. What you?
The game is presented as a 2D perspective. Great. Okay. And the main objective involves Charlie the chef baking a cake from evil sentient ingredients.
Charlie.
So it's called Cookie. and you bake a cake.
Because you're cooking. But you're also if it's baking though, you're not cooking. I don't know.
Oh, it's called cooking.
No, it's called cookie, but it's based on cooking. I'm guessing that's why it's called cookie. But
Is this a British thing? Is that like
I don't know. Were they high?
Somebody who's in the kitchen. They're a cookie. They're really passionate about cooking. You know.
Hey, Retro Gamer gave it a 70%. So yeah,
Okay.
hats off.
Well, if Retro Gamer did that, then
Pants off.
And yeah, I kind of want to see what this. I kind of want to pick up the Saberwolf game on Game Boy Advance. I hope it's not like stupidly expensive now. Hey, you got like an 8 out of 10 across the board, mainly.
Okay.
I say mainly. Game Informer gave it a 6.5. They didn't pay him off for that one.
unimpressed.
Yeah,
High standards.
Saberwolf on Game Boy Advance.
Too many tigers.
Try Little Harbor.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.